Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
In that same year, you had the left side destroying Teslas, destroying Tesla buildings, committing violence.
And they used the auto pen and everything. He didn't approve this stuff. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom.
Rid of racism and stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Military person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicaid, beat it to death.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
They want the Statue of Liberty back. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our great country.
I said there's nobody that could want an open border. Nobody. And now I find out that it wasn't him. He auto-penned it.
All right. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the live. We're going to get us started. A lot has gone down. A lot has happened in the last few days. Let's switch up here to a different, let's see, this one here. Yeah, let's go to this one here. A lot has happened in the last few days. A lot of crazy people out there. What's up, Jennifer? I'm sure you guys have all seen all the news. There's a lot of doom and gloom, and there should be. There's a lot of nuttiness going on. It's absolutely incredible what these people are doing. And we come online and we talk about it. We've been talking about it for a little while. And people think we're crazy. But it's what's happening, and there's this religion of peace, so-called religion of peace. Islam, what is it? Is it a religion of peace? I don't know. I have my thoughts on it, and right now there's not a whole lot of peace. So it doesn't seem like it is a religion of peace. But let's take a look. I just got done listening to Australia talking about what they're going to do. Looks like they're going to be making stricter gun laws. I think that's what they believe is the answer. That to me is not the answer. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish by that. How that helps in any way. We're gonna go through all this kind of stuff, but for now I'm gonna play who I believe is the prime minister or whoever this guy is in Australia. Let's put him on and see where he's at. Yeah, prime minister. Yeah. Let's put this guy on. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, here's the prime minister. Here's the prime minister.
Thanks very much for joining us. I'm joined by Tony Burke, the Minister for Home
I'm going to
Affairs,
fix the
and
sound
Nigel
here in a
Ryan,
second.
the AFP Acting
Their sound is down right now.
Deputy Commissioner. This morning, I convened a meeting of the Cabinet where we were briefed on the latest intelligence on yesterday's attack in Bondi. And I've just come from a meeting of the National Security Committee where I also invited Premier Chris Minns.
I'm going to turn this up a little bit until they fix the sound, then it's going to be too loud. So
at 4 o'clock today, the New South Wales Police Commissioner and AFP Commissioner will be briefing the National
advocating for an
and I'm continually receiving updates from our national security agencies. We'll work hard over the days ahead to keep Australians updated on all of the developments. And on that note, I want to provide people with a few updates on work we have been doing. We are extending the funding for the National Council for Jewish Community Security and its state-based community security groups to provide overall security cover to the Jewish community as part of that. That is included in my EFO, but we're preempting that announcement today. That's also for capital works and can be utilised for guarding costs incurred by individual Jewish organisations across Australia. We're also working with Jewish community organisations to see how we can best support charity efforts, including through...
what's up, Bowtie? What's up, Joshua? It says Joshua says the Jewish people need to escape Australia. I think a lot of people need to escape Australia. Eric, I agree. He says the PM is weak. Yes, he is weak. And Bowtie says you will never get control over guns. Exactly. Just like you won't get control over drugs. You won't get control over any of these types of things, no matter what kind of plans you put out there and programs and strict laws and all this kind of stuff. You're not going to get rid of it. The people that are going to do this stuff are going to get their hands on it. So we'll talk about that. Let's just listen to what he's saying. But I just want to say hello to everyone. Glad to have you guys, and let's keep it going for a sec.
Tax deductible status for donations, and we're doing work on that. The government will also quickly work through the process of a declaration under the Terrorism and Cyclone Insurance Act that would ensure that insurance companies are able to pay out to local businesses for eligible losses. We're also working on support for funerals that will be held, but also visitor visas for people who are relatives wishing to visit Australia for the funerals, and I'll ask the Minister to comment on that.
What's up, Jonah?
I do want to make a couple of more points as well. This morning, I met with police who were on the scene last night, some of whom had been up all night. These are brave people, many people who were off-duty police, headed towards Bondi last night from as far away as Newcastle and the Central Coast. They did so because of their commitment to their fellow Australians and the diligence that they show. And I think we need to recognise their incredible work at a time as well when 2 police officers have been seriously injured as a result of the efforts and bravery that they have shown. What we saw yesterday was an act of pure evil, an act of terror, an act of anti-Semitism, an attack on the first day of Hanukkah targeted at the Jewish community.
Yeah, you guys are talking about exactly what I want to talk about, is these gun laws. And these guys have I honestly don't know the extent of their gun laws, but I know that just from what I've heard already, in that he's about to talk to this, they want to enforce stricter gun laws. So Are what are gun laws like in Australia right now? I don't know, but from what I understand, this is a woke nation just as much as
a
US
dark day
is, if
in
not
Australia's
more.
history on what should have been a day of light. And visiting the scene there at Bondi this morning, it was a very physical reminder of the iconic status of Bondi Beach and the Bondi Pavilion. I opened that pavilion after the refurbishment just a couple of years ago. It is a historic place. And the fact that this was a venue for this act of evil that was clearly calculated by these perpetrators is just an outrage and a shock to the community. One of the things that is coming through, though, is that the community want to be able to express their support and solidarity. And I would urge...
Okay, so I just did a search on this, and this is what I'm pulling up, guys. So check this out. So it says here that, let me make sure I got this up here. All right. So it says here that Australia, yes, guns are allowed in Australia, but they are tightly regulated, and ownership is considered a privilege, not a right. A person must obtain a valid license and demonstrate a genuine reason for owning a firearm, which explicitly excludes self-defense. So you can't go get a gun and say, I want it for self-defense. Key regulations. Here we go. Licensing, blah, 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 registered owner, genuine reason. To get a license, you must have a genuine reason such as hunting, sports target shooting, pest control, or being a primary producer or like a farmer, it says. Prohibited reasons is self-defense. Prohibited persons, convicted offenders, or those with a history of mental illness are generally prohibited from owning firearms. They've got a bunch of prohibited firearms. And it looks to me like these gun laws did not help them. It looks to me like those who wanted guns, well, as you have seen on TV and everywhere else, I'm sure today, all over social media, those guys were able to get the guns. And they were able to get a lot of ammunition. Guns and ammo. Plenty of guns, plenty of ammo. And they were able to openly use them. So your gun laws don't seem to be working. Now you want to make them more strict. Listen to what he says.
And join with others who have urged Australians across the country to light a candle, put it in.
Look at this beta, bro. Look at this beta male trying to talk about what they're going to do about gun laws. This is sad to see for this country.
Their front window tonight at 6:47 p.m. to show that light will indeed defeat darkness, part of what Hanukkah celebrates, of course.
What do you know about light defeating darkness, bro? That's what I want to know. What does this guy know about that?
We are stronger than the cowards who did this. And I want to conclude finally by saying that the government is prepared to take whatever action is necessary. Included in that is the need for tougher gun laws.
Here
and
we
this
go.
afternoon at 4 o'clock, I will put on the agenda of the National Cabinet tougher gun laws, including limits on the number of guns that can be used or licensed by individuals. A review of licences over a period of time. People's circumstances change. People can be radicalised over a period of time. Licences should not be in perpetuity. And checks, of course, making sure that those checks and balances are in place as well. We will I'll take to National Cabinet this afternoon a proposal to empower agencies to examine what can be done.
Someone in the chat said, I'm reading the chat right here. I got chat guys all over. I got a bunch of screens and all kinds of stuff, so don't mind me. I'm not staring you down in the camera. I got chat right here. It says, I'm a Republican. Please remember, no true Republican should support this. What do you mean support what? I just wanted to put that out there. The comments I was seeing on other channels from other Republicans was sick. God bless. Please tell us what it is that you're talking about. You're saying, I'm a Republican. Please remember, no true Republican should support this. Should support what?
In this area. Quite clearly, the Howard government's gun laws have made an enormous difference in Australia and are a proud moment of reform.
I don't know about this Somalian woman's son. Hello, Eastern Lolos. What's happening?
Quite rightly, achieved across the parliament with bipartisan support.
And you're exactly right. Bart, where's Bart? Let me put your chat on the screen. Bart says, disarming is the first step to becoming dominated. Thank you, Bart. Yeah. DMC says, probably meant importing these insane, evil Islamists. Is that what that person meant, you think? Possibly. Let's keep going.
If we need to toughen these up, if there's anything we can do, I'm certainly
I'm going to go back a couple steps.
We will I'll take to National Cabinet this afternoon a proposal to empower agencies to examine what can be done in this area. Quite clearly, the Howard government's gun laws have made an enormous difference in Australia and are a proud moment of reform, quite rightly, achieved across the parliament with bipartisan support. If we need to toughen these up, if there's anything we can do, I'm certainly up for it, and I hope to get National Cabinet on board for that this afternoon as well. I'll ask the Minister to make some comments, and then
So I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to go back in case you didn't hear it.
Ryan.
Okay, let me just go back in case you didn't hear this.
Didn't come forward for that. If we need to toughen these up, if there's Howard government's gun laws have made an enormous area. Our agencies to examine what can be done in this area. Quite clearly, the Howard government's gun laws have made an enormous difference in Australia and are a proud moment of reform, quite rightly, achieved across the parliament with.
So he's saying the gun laws have helped. How so? You had a bunch of people sitting there watching, couldn't do anything because they did not have guns to help. We saw that. We all watched videos all over the place, man. Come on. You had people everywhere that could have helped. Let's keep going.
Bipartisan support. If we need to toughen these up, if there's anything we can do, I'm certainly up for it, and I hope to get National Cabinet on board for that this afternoon as well. I'll ask the Minister to make some comments, and then the Acting Deputy Commissioner.
DMC says it's not the gun laws, it's immigration failure. Yeah, it's immigration failure, but gun laws are not helping the situation, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of people there that if they were able to have guns, they could have helped.
Nigel Ryan, to make some comments as well.
Thanks, Prime Minister. Here's an Aussie. Steve Madden says, I'm an Aussie and this clown is a major problem here. I know, dude, Australia's major woke, bro. Australia is just on a good one. They're just destroying their own country. And you guys are sitting around allowing it. You got to figure something out, man. It's not going to work like this. Australia, Canada needs to figure some shit out. Europe, all of Europe, bro. All of the Western countries in Europe need to figure this shit out. This immigration problem, this invasion problem, dude, it's out of control.
Yesterday,
what's up, Random?
It was an attack on Jewish Australians. It was an attack on modern Australia. It was an attack on Australia itself. And all Australians stand together against that attack. The police who were there standing together against the attackers, first responders standing together against the attackers, and even a bystander like Ahmed standing there.
So let's talk about Islam and Muslims for just a quick second, for a quick segment. And it's regarding what this guy just said. So, those two guys were father and son. They were Muslim. One guy that got in there to help out, Hero, went in there to disarm one of the guys. That guy was a Muslim bystander. And the problem that we have with Islam is that not too many people do what that guy did. That guy did get up and stand up and use his body and physically went and stopped one of the guys, grabbed the gun out of his hand, wrestled it. And it's something that every time I watch this kind of thing, I feel like that's what I would have done. And we all hope that we would do that, of course. But I think the problem that we have right now, everywhere else in the world, is that the other Muslims don't seem to be standing up against these radical extremists, Islamists. That's, I feel like, is the problem. You know, and that's one thing that we keep sounding an alarm on. First of all, we're tired of allowing these crazy Islamic extremists into our countries. Now, of course, we always have to say that, you know, we're not talking about all Muslims. We get it. You know, there's people in my family that are Muslim. We get it. It's not every Muslim, but the extremists, for sure. But, I mean, there's all sorts of other things that we got to talk about, which is, you know, allowing mass invasion from Muslims that are on our welfare system, that are scamming us, defrauding the American people, or just like I said, just coming into our country and 80%, 70%, 60%, you pick a number, they're on welfare. Why do we have to import people here to be on our welfare system? I don't understand that part. And I just saw this chat says all religion is crap. I agree with Jay. All religion, in my opinion, is crap. And that's just me. But I don't hate, you know, unless it starts affecting, unless it's a religion that seems to be a common denominator in these problems that are arising. Do you guys agree with that? Random says some are more crap than others. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to say, right? Some are more crap than others. It's just what it is. So call me Islamophobic, call me extremist, call me Nazi, call me Hitler, call me, I don't know what you want. Call me whatever I don't care what you call me. Those are just facts, you know? So the fact is that, you know, this is happening by Muslims. And a lot of other things are happening by them. We don't have, so one major problem that we're talking about today is about violence. That's one thing, right? And the numbers don't lie. By and large, in Western countries in Europe and in America, immigrants that come in, the ones that are Islamic, specifically coming from countries like from Africa and Middle East, they are committing more violent crime than Jews that come into our country, than South Koreans that come into our country, than Japanese that come into our country, than Persians that come to our country, than French, than anybody that's coming to our country. Anybody. They are doing it more. Violent crime. That's what we're talking about today. The other thing that they're doing is they're scamming these Western countries. They're taking, first of all, they're coming in and just being on welfare. So it's not like, oh, we need these people to come to make our country better. It's like, no, we're paying taxes that we don't want to pay, but we'll pay it if it makes life better to some extent. That's another topic to talk about. But, you know, they're coming and using our welfare system. We're paying for this welfare system just to import people so that we can just bring people and put them on our payment plan where we just pay them to live here. Like, it's weird to me. If we know that it's skewed, then we gotta look at that number. We talked about this 100 times before all this happened. We should be selective. We should be selective. 100% we need to be selective. So we have the violent crime is a higher percentage. They're doing it at a higher rate. We have welfare. They're using it at a higher rate. We have defrauding the American people. Well, I think they just topped everyone with this last one in Minnesota. The Somalis for billions of dollars. I think I mean, it's not a laughing matter. It's just, but I think they just beat everybody with that. What's up, State Line? Sorry, man, I'm on a rant, so I'm not seeing everyone come in and out, bro. I'm just in a mood right now, and I'm a little pissed off, to be honest. I've been wanting to come on all day. I had so much, and I'm going through all this stuff, and it's just wild to me, bro. We see it happen. It's happening all over the place, and nobody wants to do anything about it. They want to sit down and allow more of it, bro. It's crazy. So I think now, here's the beauty of it is within the last couple of years, we've been able to talk about Islam more openly. Thank goodness. It's glad that we got to that before. I mean, well, this stuff's been going on, bro, for years. Anyway, we've been able to talk about Islam more openly, finally, without having them, these leaders in Iran and these other countries put a fatwa on us, like a bounty on our head. And so Random says, what the hell is that shirt? Bro, I don't know. It's a nicer shirt. I figured I'll put on a nice shirt for once for you, bro. You know what I mean? So we've been able to talk about Islam finally without getting killed. Well, I mean, we'll see how that goes. Now this is happening, and a lot of people are all out on social media, all over the place, on media, mainstream media, everywhere, openly talking about it, which I think is great. So that's one, at least, good thing is that we're out and about, and we're talking about it. We're able to speak our minds. So that's cool. Thank goodness. There was a time when, this shit would happen and, you can't even open your mouth about it, bro. It was like, it was crazy. So there's that. At least we're able to talk about it. Now, let's see if we can actually, do something about it. Are we going to do something, or are we going to sit here and let Ilhan Omar tell us how to run our country? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to sit here and let Ilhan Omar tell us how to run our country. It's a bunch of bullshit, if you ask me. You guys want Ilhan Omar to tell you how to run your country? How about Tampon Tim? Remember when these Australians were telling us how to run our country during COVID? You remember that? And now they're literally coming and telling us that their gun laws are working and they're going to make them more strict. Oh my God, bro. You can't make this shit up. Thank you, Batty. All right, let's listen to what these clowns have to say. Let me get back to that screen for you. Let's go.
Against those attackers. The Joint Counter-Terrorism Team, involving ASIO and the Australian Federal Police, with the investigation being led by New South Wales Police, needs to be allowed to do its work. While that work is happening, though, there are needs for the community right now. One of the additional things...
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Mike says, Omar is just the beginning of American haters being placed into the halls of Congress. More and more Muslim extremists that are here and that will come will vote in company for her. Yep. Yep. They're doing what they did in England, guys. Plain and simple. It's a takeover. Little by little. Guys, shouldn't you be born in America to be in Congress? Shouldn't you be born here like our president if you're going to come and be one of our representatives and make decisions and do shit for our country, like be part of our Congress? Like, shouldn't that be like a minimum? Random's on a good one right now, bro.
The community have raised directly with me is because of the number of people who will have family members overseas. Not only
Hans says, no, I strongly disagree. Why do you disagree, bro?
Israel, but in other parts of the world, who will want to be able to get them here rapidly for funerals. We have set up a specific section of the department rapidly dealing with visa processing at a pace that would not ordinarily be there to make sure that, given the often speedy nature of funerals in terms of the timeline in the Jewish tradition, to make sure that we maximise the chance for family members to be able to be reunited here at the worst of times. The Department of Home Affairs is also doing other work, as the Prime Minister referred to, with respect to working through...
Exactly. Mike says, let's be like Australia, where only the criminals and some of the police have guns. He's, of course, joking. It's crazy, but that's the reality, bro. That's what happens. That's what happens when you take away guns. The government has them, and the criminals that want to use them have them. Han says, my family is accepted to fight with USA in a war, but can't hold office. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I don't know. We got to talk about that one.
Way to assist with the cost of those funerals.
It's a good point.
And finally, my department will stand ready for any of the outcomes that come out of the meeting of National Cabinet today with respect to the work that needs to be done on gun laws.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Prime Minister.
I like the way this person said it. Carrie Morash. Carrie Morash says, if you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. That's a good way to say that. I like that. I'm going to use that if you don't mind. Eric is right. Australia needs Crocodile Dundee, bro. Australia needs Crocodile Dundee right now. And Mike says Omar was put in the Congress by her own people, which of course is the plan and just the beginning. Yeah, they I guess Obama imported all these Somalians into that one little area. Well, I say one little area, but in that location. And then they all got together and voted for Ilhan Omar.
Again, Our thoughts are with all of those that have been affected by this senseless act of terrorism.
Can you guys say beta male?
Beta,
Beta male.
beta male,
Beta.
beta, beta.
Beta. One after another are sitting here standing and speaking for Australia. Look at these guys.
The AFP continues to work seamlessly with our partners in the Joint Counter-Terrorism team.
Lone Wolf and Cub says, why don't Australia ban guns a second time? Maybe it'll work.
Being New South Wales Police and ASIO in relation to Operation ARCS.
So fucked.
There has been significant police operational activity in the past 12 hours, and this will continue into the days and weeks ahead. I must stress that this is an active and ongoing investigation, and I'm very limited in what I can say. But we do commit to providing timely updates to the community when appropriate. The AFP will use all of its special...
Kevin Gunderson, nice name, says, did you see the guy knock over the guy shooter in Australia, took his gun, didn't shoot him though? I don't think he knew how to use the gun, to be honest. It looked like he knocked him over and tried. I was, obviously we weren't there, but it looked like he tried. Maybe he didn't, but if it was me, bro, quickly put him down. Because you never know, the guy will pull out another gun out of his leg and shoot you. You got to, dude, you can't mess around like that.
...specialist capabilities and resources to thoroughly investigate this matter in conjunction with New South Wales Police. The AFP will also continue to engage with affected communities that have been affected by this tragic event.
Oh, Random says he 100% knew how to use it. He shouldered it perfectly. Maybe he shouldered it because he watched a bunch of Rambo movies or something. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure, but he should have taken him out. Dude, that was brave. But guys, we talked about it a second ago. I'm going to talk about it again. More Muslims, if they want to be like, talk about this religion of peace, or, oh no, not all Muslims are evil or whatever, then they should be doing what that guy did and stand up against these other Muslims. They got to do that. They have to stand up, and not just physically like this guy did in one moment. They got to be doing it openly. And the way they go and protest and do all this other stuff for all this crazy shit, they need to also protest against their own people of their own religion that are doing this crazy shit.
AFP stands firm in condemning any form of violence in our communities or any form of extremist behaviour.
Yep, exactly.
And we will work tirelessly to stamp it out.
Thank you. Questions? Here, and we'll just go along and that way.
In February that was the number one threat to life. Is that still the case, and have you taken these threats seriously enough?
Let me turn it up so we can get the questions.
My understanding that Sajid Akram moved to Australia in the late 90s, I believe, from Pakistan. Is that correct?
I can do the immigration.
On the
look at these betas, dude.
The minister
look at these
will
betas.
respond. We take Asia's advice very seriously. We work closely with them. We receive regular updates as well. The Director General of Asia has warned about a range of threats, be it anti-Semitism, the rise of right-wing extremist groups as well. And we continue to work closely with our security agencies on the...
In terms of the father and the son.
I keep hearing about this, and this is a question that I have, guys, and I'm reading this. This guy, who is this, Matt T., just said, he says, Islam means submission, no peace. He says, no peace. That lie was lie by Bush, Republican and business partner of bin Laden's. I don't know what that means, but a lot of people say Islam. Oh, and like TR Kataria says Islam is an aggressive political militant ideology. So is it, a lot of people say that it's not a religion, it's a political ideology. Is there any truth to that, you guys think? Is it a political ideology or is it a religion? It's both. I agree with that. Yeah. Let's, um, yeah, I don't know. They've been throwing it around like it's a religion, and if it's a political ideology, like and they turned it into some religion, and that was their game plan, bro. That's fucking genius. That's genius. That is incredible. But it looks like they're getting exposed. It's an ideology backed by the religion. They use a religion as the excuse and justification. It's a way of life. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a death cult. It's wild, bro. This guy was going off, and I want to play it. I am gonna play a lot of this stuff because today we're gonna just go through some stuff. This guy put something on. He said, dude, in Islam, I guess as long as a girl can have her period, she's fair game, right? So they have this kind of pedo problem. So there's that. Then there's this thing where in heaven for them basically is a brothel, right? They promise 72 virgins in heaven, right? So yeah. So I don't know, man. There's a lot to talk about.
He's an Australian-born citizen.
Let's keep going.
The father arrived in 1998 on a student visa, transferred in 2001 to a partner
Oh,
visa.
hell yeah. Jenny,
and
what's
after
happening,
each trip
Jenny?
overseas since
Jenny just signed up, dude. Glad to have you. Thank you so much. Thank you. W Jenny, dude. Thank you, Jenny. Hell yeah. Just signed up for the subscription, dude. Love you. Thank you so much.
then has been on resident return visas.
Thank you for
which
joining.
has occurred 3 times.
Now you have our wonderful, here, let me put these on, bro. Look at these look at these emojis. If you know, you know.
I'm at this stage, given New South Wales Police are leading the investigation, I have cleared to be able to talk about the visa history, which I've done.
When did the son first come on?
And we'll get Jenny dialed in on Discord and all that fun stuff. Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate you. Jenny is from the block.
Radar of ACOY, and was he part of any terror group or linked to any terror group?
The son first
hold
came.
on. These guys are trying. This, I think, is it a Muslim guy? It's simply submission to God. There is no 72 virgin concept. It's one of the many uneducated stereotypes. Jennifer says we should find the Persian guy and interview him. I would love to. If I can get a hold of him, I will, and we'll get him on the show. So we got a Muslim guy backing up Islam. Mr. Mumtaz Shah Kashmir. Are you backing up? Are you backing up Islam, bro? Are you going to tell us it's a religion of peace now?
To attention in October 2019. He was examined on the basis of being associated with others, and the assessment was made that there was no indication of any ongoing threat or threat of him engaging in violence.
Do you believe that to be failing?
I've reported factually on what ASIO have found.
Your hand-picked anti-Semitism envoy has demanded you accelerate your anti-Semitism plan. You haven't acted on for 6 months. Do you plan to accelerate this in any way following this horrific event?
Well, we have acted and will continue to act on the implementation of the plan. The plan was announced right here in this room with the envoy, and I thank her for the ongoing work. A range of the recommendations that she made have been acted.
He's saying to interview Golda. She's from Iran. Who's Golda? I met someone named Golda last night, and I started following her. She's like a big believer in the Crown Prince. I don't think Maybe gold, maybe a different person. I don't know. I got to see who that is. I'm curious.
She recommended that legislation be strengthened to appropriately address any.
Oh, she lives in Canada? No, I have not met her. She is Iranian anti-Islam, just like me. I'm American, but my parents are from Iran. My parents are Persian. But I am definitely against Islam in that sense of like, you know, extremist kind of a government style of Islam. Totally against government Islam for sure.
Anti-Semitism and hateful conduct vilification. Action 3.2. We've done the following. We've criminalised hate speech, advocating violence. We've criminalised doxing.
They've criminalized hate speech. Listen to this guy. This is crazy.
The recommendations that she made have been acted on. She recommended that legislation be strengthened to appropriately address anti-Semitism and hateful conduct vilification. Action 3.2. We've done the following. We've criminalised hate speech, advocating violence. We've criminalised doxing under Privacy and Other Legislation Amendment Bill. And we have a landmark ban on the Nazi salute and hate symbols with penalties of imprisonment and or a fine of up to $16,500. She recommended the strengthening of institutional accountability and university reform. We created the National Student Ombudsman, was established this year. We're strong in
State Line says you DM. Oh, thanks, bro. I'll check out my IG. Thank you, bro.
Investigative powers, same as those of a Royal Commission. We conducted the review of the Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency. Has commenced, and that review consultation power was released by the Minister in September, with responses due in October. Special Envoy is also progressing with administrative support from the Department of Home Affairs, a university report card evaluating university speech, advocating violence, in violence.
I want to hear this again, guys. This is important.
Be it anti-Semitism, the rise of right-wing extremist groups as well. And we continue to work closely with our security agencies on the...
In terms of the father and the son is an Australian-born citizen. The father arrived in 1998 on a student visa, transferred in 2001 to a partner visa, and after each trip overseas since then has been on resident return visas, which has occurred 3 times. At this stage, given New South Wales Police are leading the investigation, arrived in 1998 on a student visa, transferred in 2001 to a partner visa, and after each trip overseas since then has been on resident return visas, which has occurred 3 times. At this stage, given New South Wales Police are leading the investigation, I have cleared to be able to talk about the visa history, which I've done.
When did the son first come onto the radar of ASIO-Y, and was he part of any terror group or linked to any terror group?
The son first came to attention in October 2019. He was examined on the basis of being associated with others, and the assessment was made that there was no indication of any ongoing threat or threat of him engaging in violence.
Do you believe that to be failing?
I've reported factually on what ASIO have found.
Your hand-picked anti-Semitism envoy has demanded you accelerate your anti-Semitism plan. You haven't acted on for 6 months. Do you plan to accelerate this in any way following this horrific event?
Well, we have acted and will continue to act on the implementation of the plan. The plan was announced right here in this room with the envoy, and I thank her for the ongoing work. A range of the recommendations that she made have been acted on. She recommended that legislation be strengthened to appropriately address anti-Semitism and hateful conduct vilification. Action 3.2. We've done the following. We've criminalised hate speech, advocating violence. We've criminalised doxing under Privacy and Other Legislation Amendment Bill. And we have a landmark ban on the Nazi salute and hate symbols with penalties of imprisonment and or a fine of up to.
So hate speech, symbols, Nazi salutes, all that stuff is illegal.
To $16,500. She recommended the strengthening of institutional accountability and university reform. We created the National Student Ombudsman, was established this year with strong investigative powers, same as those of a Royal Commission. We conducted the review of the tertiary education quality and
Yeah, they basically destroyed their First Amendment, so that's out the window.
Standards Agency has commenced.
Just like England.
And that review consultation power was released by the Minister in September, with responses due in October. Special Envoy is also progressing with administrative support from the Department of Home Affairs, a university report card evaluating university...
State line, I agree with you, bro. But it's funny, in my mind, mentally, I feel like us being Americans, we just are that. You know what I mean? Because we have the Second Amendment, and I feel like we just are people that are out that will defend each other, protect each other, back up each other. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just naive, and there's way less of us than I think. But I just feel like because we are American and that we love our country, we love our fellow Americans, and we have our Second Amendment, that I think we kind of just do that. You know, like we are that. You know what I mean? But I get the idea to like have an actual, like, you know, kind of a movement for that.
Measures to promote inclusivity for Jewish students and staff. Recommendation 3.3 was on educational awareness and public discourse. We've allocated $4 million to expand the social cohesion work of Together for Humanity in schools. Recommendation 3.5 was the enhanced protection of Jewish communities through physical security measures, and I've commented on the further extension of that we are putting in place. Recommendation 3.9 was reviewing and strengthening migration and citizenship matters, and the Department of Home Affairs is undertaking a review of relevant training packages to strengthen modules on assessing whether an applicant's conduct involves inciting or promoting hatred, and ensuring coverage of vilifying behaviour directed.
Yeah, State Line, I agree. We definitely need some help in that regard, for sure, bro. And making it like an actual thing with good, proper communication, clear communication, and knowing like what's what, when to do what, all that kind of stuff is pretty important.
Any group. Recommendation 3.12 was support for Jewish communities' cultural, social and religious life.
What's up, aquariums?
While ensuring safety and security. We've committed grant funding, which we announced in January, including $8.5 million to upgrade the Sydney Jewish Museum, 4.4 for the National Holocaust Education Centre in Canberra, an additional $2 million to the Holocaust Institute of Western Australia, and we committed $18 million to the Jewish Arts Quarter in Melbourne. We'll continue to work at the levels with the Envoy, including the number of the recommendations, of course, for state governments to implement as well. Paul?
Why did ASIO's interest in Medi Akram not raise red flags that would prompt a re-evaluation of the father's licence to have 6 guns? And when you talk about introducing more checks and balances, clearly in that situation, would you say that the gun licence should be revoked?
Well, what's important is that the authorities be enabled to do their work. That's what we have done. I've reported to you accurately ASIO's advice, including the timelines, which were done in 2019. The assessment was made because of the son's associations that he had at that time, and the investigation went for a period of 6 months.
They closed the file, they didn't tell anyone,
Can I just
they didn't ask
clarify,
about
what are
guns.
the associations of concern? Who is the association?
Well, that's a question with respect to for the ASIO Director General, but it was people he was associated with rather than things that he himself had done. Hang on. Hang on. One at a
Got
time.
it, Josh. I'll check her out, bro. Thank you. What's up, you cats?
Sure.
You're able to expand on those associations.
Well, no, it's the exact same answer that the Prime Minister just gave, that the assessment of ASIO was with respect to his associations rather than at that point there being a personal motivation from him.
ASIO closed the file and didn't tell
No, you're making...
Will Bill says, just came across your channel. Hey, bro, just came across your channel. It's crazy how weak most of the West has become in regards to free speech. Let me just moved on my free speech and allowing the extremists into our countries without immunity while our own get shit. Exactly, bro. I will look her up, Joshua. I'll check it out, bro. Thank you, man. Good looking out. The one that you sent me, sweet, bro. Thank you, State Line. Appreciate that. Good to have you, man. Hell yeah. Wow, Bill. Let's go, baby. But yeah, it's crazy how we're just bending the knee, bro. We're laying back. We're laying on our backs and just saying, here, just have at us.
A whole lot of extra assumptions. We've given you the information, and that's what we've given you. ASIO makes decisions as to what could be provided. We provided that with you.
Should they have told police so that someone could investigate whether a close relative of his was licensed to have firearms? Did they tell anyone else?
I've got full support for our security agencies, and part of making sure that they can do their job is making sure that information is brought out in the way in which we are doing it right now.
Are his other family members being investigated? Are his other family members being investigated?
I beg your pardon?
Are there other family members being investigated? Do you have any concerns about the other family members?
I have full support for our security agencies, and I'm authorised to give you the information which I have given you.
And you would understand this is an ongoing investigation, and therefore we are not in a position.
That guy is like dogging that lady down, staring her down. He's not, dude, she's just asking some basic questions. The guy's pissed off. Bro, what are these beta males doing here? What are these bunch of betas sitting here, these wokies, sitting here telling them, yeah, we this is unfortunate. So because of this, we're going to have to make your gun law stricter, take away more of your First Amendment. Well, they don't have their freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and they don't want to answer questions, and they're like getting pissed off and mad dogging people.
To compromise that ongoing investigation.
Look at this
we
guy.
have gone
Watch
through
this.
Through the committees what we are able to tell you. We're providing as much
was with respect to.
Let's see the question she asked
in 2019. And well, that's
was the exact same answer that the Prime Minister just gave, that the assessment of ASIO was with respect to his associations rather than at that point there being a personal motivation from him.
ASIO closed the file and didn't tell
No, you're making a whole lot of extra assumptions. We've given you the information, and that's what we've given you. ASIO makes decisions as to what could be provided. We provided that with you.
Should they have told police so that someone could investigate whether a close relative of his was licensed to have firearms? Did they tell anyone else?
So they're I don't know if you guys can hear what they're saying. They're asking about the guy, that the people that were involved in the shooting, the actual suspects, and people that they may know that have licenses to have firearms. And these guys are asking if the authorities are looking into that or something along those lines. And he's just pissed off. Almost, he doesn't even want to answer. It's like a weird little thing.
I've got full support for our security agencies, and part of making sure that they can do their job is making...
That's not even answering the question.
...sure that information is brought out in the way in which we are doing it right now.
Bro, this is like a straight up communist country already. It's like crazy. It looks to me the way this all is going down, it looks super communist to me. Like, how dare you even ask us questions? We shouldn't even be answering to you guys. Go screw yourselves. It's kind of what it seems like to me.
I beg your pardon?
Are there other family members being investigated? Do you have any concerns about the other family members?
I have full support for our security agencies, and I'm authorised to give you the information which I have given you.
And you would understand this is an ongoing investigation, and therefore we are not in a position to compromise that ongoing investigation. We have gone through the committees what we're able to tell you. We're providing as much information as possible.
Holy shit. Han says you saw Australians saying that the guys that interfered should be punished. The guys that stopped them should be punished. Oh, Joshua says Gold reminds me of Rita Panahi. She's Persian as well. Rita Panahi is in Australia and she's conservative. I want to see what Rita Panahi says about this.
Prime Minister, has Australia gotten complacent on gun control?
Let me look it up.
And in terms of the gun control ideas that you'll be bringing to National Cabinet, what is within your power to do and what do you need from the states?
Well, some laws are Commonwealth and some are implemented by the states. What we want to do is to make sure that we're all completely on the same page. That is one of the reasons why I'm convening the National Cabinet today as a matter of urgency.
Exactly, y'all. Exactly. He says there will be a time when the corrupts try to take away the Second Amendment, and they will say it is for the sake of peace and diversity and freedom for all. Yep. Yeah, they're both Persian. Yep, that'll be good. No, Panahi is definitely Persian.
We will then task work to be done. As Premier Minns has said, he will task work in New South Wales. We want to make sure, though, that there's greater uniformity in these issues. One of the things that we have done, for example, is to provide substantial amount of funding.
It's very weird. I'm looking up Sky News Australia, and they don't have any recent... Okay, they do have one video about the bond, about the shooting. Palestinians disrupt the Bondi vigil. What?
Because this community has politicised this tragedy.
Take a step back now.
We are standing
Step
here
back, please.
because the
Ma'am, I don't want to push you over.
represents
That's the next step.
genocide.
Move.
And we are here to say all Jews are entitled to mourn.
Step back, please. We've asked
All Jews are entitled to mourn.
Step back.
Even anti-Zionist Jews are
Move.
entitled to
Enough.
mourn. Let go.
Get back, go, keep going.
All Jews are entitled to mourn.
Come on, man, I need you to
Take
speed
away
up.
the
Keep
Israeli
moving.
flag.
Yes,
yes.
Move.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You've been asked.
I'm ready. Yep, ready. Live. Tom.
Not coming through. Go back. Just go to the curb. Go to the curb.
Ridiculous how they want to come to us live. Yes, I'm here. We keep getting pushed by police. Take me whenever you're ready. Let's move next to them. Let's just go. I know, but next to, like, out of the way. They're getting shots.
We are entitled to mourn.
Come on, guys, please move back. Keep moving with us. Keep moving. Mate, keep moving. Keep moving.
Guys. We were not the aggressors.
Please keep moving.
We stood in peace mourning our
So this is apparently maybe a Jewish lady that's not Zionist that is wearing a keffiyeh.
Longer. My family was murdered in the Holocaust. I am entitled to mourn.
Watch your backs. Watch your backs. Please keep moving. Left to the police station. Left.
Justice.
And
because I'm a young person, I You think turning up today was the right idea? Jump on that gutter. And she has a right hand scenes. As people asked.
She's anti-Zionist, but she's wearing a keffiyeh, so it's more than being anti-Zionist. Because you could be anti-Zionist, you don't have to wear keffiyeh to be anti-Zionist.
Shouted at her to leave.
When you wear keffiyeh, that means you're pro-Muslim or pro-Palestinian or pro-Hamas, to be honest.
Told her she wasn't welcome.
Support so that the issues that arose are out of the Queensland incident where you had terrorists.
Aquariums, that's what it looks like to me. He says Australian police are useless like the UK, only good at targeting citizens. Yep.
Incident that resulted in the death of Queensland police officers. That information wasn't transferred across state boundaries. Now that's something that we addressed at that time. We've provided funding for that, but we'll continue to work through those issues. Yeah.
Can the National Firearms Register move faster, and does Australia need a new firearms by that program?
Well, we are.
Random says it's super low trolling tonight. Should I put the red MAGA hat on?
That's precisely what we're doing. Before us, there wasn't a National Firearms Register. That's the point.
Is the black one too subtle?
That's one of the major reforms that we're doing, and we will do it as soon as we can. In some cases, some state jurisdictions still had paper
state line, bro.
Identification. That was what we were dealing with. Now, we are responding in a really practical way. If there's more that can be done.
Rob Reiner, I got this on Rob Reiner right here. This is breaking news. This is live or whatever the hell this is. Rob Reiner's house right here.
Okay.
Medical call at
They get
on the loose right now. We don't know any of that.
Right. The LAPD in situations like this are notoriously difficult to get there before they
The scene, they are beginning the investigation, and there's a lot they don't know.
And Alex, you mentioned the person you're talking to is just getting out of the shower. What does it tell you about the investigation, the magnitude of this investigation, that people are being called in off of their private time at home to get to this scene and figure out what is happening here?
Yeah, this is going to be a big investigation tonight. The fact that so many people are coming in, being called in from the senior levels of LAPD leadership, that this is going to be a long night for many of them, that they are calling in who they've got to begin what appears to be is going to be a priority investigation, a high-profile investigation. But, again, there's a lot that we don't know. We know that there are 2 murder victims inside of the home that began as a death investigation, that when LAFD went there, that they found 2 people who were dead inside the home. Then they called in the LAPD. The LAPD realized it was a murder, and then they began calling in the LAPD's robbery homicide unit. So that is about as far as they are right now in this, and figuring out the suspect information, the victim information, all of that.
I see you guys writing about this guy, but what I don't know what I didn't know he was doing anything wrong. I had no idea what this guy was doing, what he was up to.
Yeah, we're talking to Alex Stone from ABC News on the phone here. As we see on the screen, a bit more movement, activity outside the property here of Rob Reiner in Brentwood, where 2 victims were found today. Alex, I know there are a lot of officials from the LAPD headed to the scene. We have not seen much activity on the property itself. Have you been able to determine from your sources whether they are waiting for some of the top brass of the LAPD to get there before they really kick this investigation into gear? Someone who would...
People, what are they fucking complaining? I'm
Now,
telling you.
an investigation that started.
And some of these people don't sleep. Some of these people, I think they're on something. They're on some drugs or something. Some of these YouTubers.
Also notorious for being politically active, a Democratic powerhouse.
They don't. He's right about that.
We will do it. We will do whatever is necessary. Yep. That's right.
Detailed a bunch of progress there on anti-Semitism, but speaking to members of the community last night, today, there's a sense of extreme bitterness that this was inevitable.
Oh, wow. So he's super woke, major TDS. believes in no policing and no jailing people.
And that they weren't listened to. I'd like you to respond to that and
Protects pedos.
This idea that it's been allowed to fester. What can we do now that this has happened to stamp that out and make sure that that community feels safe?
Well, the community are going through a terrible time. This is an incident that is aimed at, by definition, terrorism is aimed at.
But because he's a lefty and he's against Trump, he's safe. He's good. You can do anything, say anything you want if you're on the left. If you're on the right, though, dude, watch yourself.
Creating fear in the community. You have these two individuals who have engaged in a horrific act, one that is completely out of place with the way that Australia functions as a society. And it contrasts with the actions of police who rushed towards Bondi, the actions of Ahmed, who took the gun off that perpetrator at great risk to himself and suffered serious injury as a result of that, and is currently going through operation today.
So you guys are saying that people are up in arms against a guy that went and disarmed one of the shooters?
In hospital. At the best of times, what we see is Australians coming together. And what I want is for Australians to come together, for this to be reinforcing the need for us to promote national unity.
He wants Australians to all get together, collect their guns, and hand them over to him. So that's what he wants. He wants to take all their guns away. He wants to get them all together, get all their guns, and take all their rights away, and let them just be helpless.
And that is critical. There is no place in Australia for anti-Semitism. There is no place.
I've never seen a more beta loser political leader in my life, except for in our country, where we got tons of them.
Or hatred and
Tampon Tim, I don't know, it's probably worse than this guy.
People who were exercising their right to express their faith through Hanukkah had every right to expect that they could do that in peace and with a joyful celebration, which is what it's aimed at. Thank you very much.
These liberals, man, can't wait for a moment like this so that they can push their anti-gun laws. You got to be careful. That's why we got to watch out in our country, bro. As soon as something happens, they come talking about gun laws, bro. I'm not going to let that happen.
Okay, that was the Prime Minister of...
He's Tim Walsh's brother from another mother.
Of Australia and some Australian officials. Hey, it's now being reported by both TMZ and the New York Post. TMZ and the New York Post are both reporting that Rob Reiner and his wife have been found dead at their house, and they are... TMZ says Rob Reiner and his wife had stab wounds, and the New York Post reports they were stabbed to death. So multiple outlets reporting that Rob Reiner and his wife were the two bodies found at Rob Reiner's house earlier today. And TMZ said they were found with knife wounds, and New York Post says they were found dead of stabbed to death. Very disturbing news, and certainly condolences to the families if that turns out to be true. And my guess is that it will. Condolences to the family of Rob Reiner and Rob Reiner's wife. And excuse me, I forgot her name. It is, we said it earlier. That's terrible. Michelle Singer.
Sam says, Medi, how do we solve gun deaths in the U.S.? Well, definitely not by taking other people's guns away. That's like the war on drugs, and you know how that turned out. Definitely not that. I think we got to work on figuring out who's got mental issues. These days we do a lot of enabling people with mental issues. So we need to stop that. We need to go the other way around. Instead of saying, oh yeah, you want to be a transgender and cut your body parts off and dress like something you're not and go into the other sex's bathroom and play in all this kind of wacky, oh, you're so cool, you're brave. You're an incredible human being. We should all be more like you. Instead of that, we should like, hey, dude, is something wrong with you? Like, we need to be a little bit better at like figuring out when people have problems and not be afraid to call people retards and idiots and like, hey, there's actually something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, I think we got into this place of like, everyone's fine. They're just different in their own way. And that's cool. It's like, no. Random says, number 1, bring back mental institutions. Number 2, put people in said institutions. And number 3, crack down on crime in blue cities. Yeah. He says, tell me another country with our problem with gun deaths. Look up the stats of gun death. Bro, please. Please, dude. Please, bro. Please.
So,
per capita, it's very low. Thank you, Hans. Thank you. Per capita, it's very low. Very low. Look at the per capita in countries like Somalia. Look at the per capita in African countries. Look at the per capita in Syria right now. Look at the per capita look at violent crime in countries with no guns. Look at deaths by violent crime in countries with no guns.
Again, we're covering all 3 of these stories. Just saw that update from the Prime Minister there in Australia. Let's get you updated on the details about Rob Reiner. Again, Rob Reiner has a very distinguished career as a comedic actor, writer, director. He was on the show All in the Family years ago. He directed movies like The Sure Thing, this is Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally, A Few Good Men. And he acted in movies like Throw Mama from the Train, Sleepless in Seattle, and Bullets Over Broadway, First Wives Club. He acted in a lot of other movies. And he is the son of Carl Reiner, very famous comedian Carl Reiner. But again, Rob Reiner and his wife found dead reportedly after being stabbed in their home in Los Angeles. So we are bringing you live coverage of this in addition to updating you on these other 2 stories. So, who stabbed Rob Reiner and his wife? We will have to see. I mean, if that's indeed true, we'll have to see what authorities say. Yeah, and again, as I said before, some of our viewers in the chat claimed that one of their sons was in custody. All I can tell you is I have not seen any outlet, I have not seen any reliable source report that. I don't know if anybody's in custody. But I saw one random X account claim it, but that's not really a good, reliable source to me. So, I mean, it could be true, but I have no idea. But I have not seen it reported anywhere that I would consider reliable at this point. So I haven't seen any kind of reliable reporting about anybody being in custody or anybody being suspected. Oh, this is the LAPD posted about it. LAPD just posted about it.
I'm looking at chat and I'm happy to see what I'm seeing in there, bro. You guys are on the right track here, man. Yeah, take your hands off of our rights. Exactly, bro. Look at Rob Reiner. What just happened? You guys are right in the chat. Look at this guy. There was no guns. Those people were stabbed to death. Bro, it's crazy. Reef Reacher says guns kill far less people than alcohol. If you're worried about deaths, what problem are you trying to solve? Literally, bro. Yeah.
Here, but they haven't specifically said it's Rob Reiner's. It's Chadbourne Ave, right? Let me just make sure here. Yeah. Here's the LAPD post. So this is the LAPD just posted on their social media. And they said, on December 14th at 3:40 p.m. today, LAPD officers responded to a death investigation in the 200 block of
Aquariums did us all a justice.
South Chadbourne Ave. Inside the residence, officers discovered 2 decedents, dead bodies. The identity of the decedents has not yet been confirmed. That's the first official statement I've seen about it. Again, TMZ New York Post saying it's Rob Reiner and his wife and they were dead with stab wounds. 200 block of South Chadbourne.
Any country has ever taken in by 4 times. Any country has ever taken in by 4 times. There's never been anything like it. And I like to say that
we're just going to change, up a little bit and go to the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope. It's because of the November 5th election, but and it was to an extent because without the November 5th election, you would have had a president that didn't have the courage to use tariffs the way they should be used. And because of the tariffs, we've taken in more than think of this, $18 trillion. There's never been anything like it. As an example, the previous administration, Sleepy Joe Biden, took in less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We took in more than $18 trillion in 10 months. I'd say that's pretty good, right? I'd say that's pretty good. And if you go back into history, there's never been a country that's taken in more than $3 trillion, and we have over 18. That's, again, because they don't want to pay tariffs. So in order not to pay tariffs, they come in and they build their plant in the United States. It's pretty simple. And it's been pretty amazing, actually. We have some very special people here, and because I believe in...
What is this idiot saying? Medi with is Sam? Medi, I didn't know you were that much of a not to look things. What are you talking about, bro? Are you okay?
Family so strongly, I think I should introduce. We have Don. We have
that's Sam. Sam's
his
back.
children.
Sam's back on another one. Sam wants you guys to ban forks, just in case you guys might kill each other with forks.
Vanessa, her children, Kai, Tristan, Spencer, Chloe. Kai's a great golfer. Has anyone ever? Oh, there she is. Hi, Kai. Put your hand up, Kai. Can you beat your grandpa in golf? Can Kai beat her grandpa in golf? I don't know. But she's great. Chloe is going to be amazing. And all of them, they're great athletes. They're really great.
Sam,
So I
getting rid
just
of our
wanna
guns is not going to reduce gun
Don,
deaths
and I
in our
wanna
country.
welcome,
Nice try, though. Thanks for playing, but
Vanessa.
that won't happen.
I want to welcome the kids. And Bettina, who's with Don, is such a fantastic person. Where's Bettina? She's a great athlete, too. She said, where are you? I hear a really good athlete. So that's very nice. But so I just had to do that. But then I'm going to tell you about some other people that are here because it's amazing. We have a man who just won the U.S. Open in golf. He hits a long ball. One best-selling book, won the like nobody's ever seen before. We have a great country. It's a great time to have Christmas. Incredible golden years ever. We're going to have it's a period of time. Affordability. They keep
here we go.
a picture of this Viper feeling. I say thank you very much. You know, so we're in maybe a similar position. But you're a great doctor, and I appreciate it. I just think it's an incredible story. Go buy his book. But it's an incredible story. 100,000 books sold in a day and a half. That's incredible, right? It's an amazing story. I want to just explain a couple of things, and then I'm going to just leave by saying have a great Christmas. But our country is doing really well. We inherited a mess from Biden and the Biden administration. We had the worst inflation in the history of our country. The worst.
Aquariums, yeah, bro. We got to ban those too. We got to ban everything. We got to ban microphones. This microphone could hurt someone. You know what I mean? Like this could really probably take someone out. Maybe we'll ban this microphone. Maybe we should start banning fists. Maybe we just start banning fists because those could cause harm. Yeah, maybe that. What else? Shoes, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends. Those sometimes can be dangerous. Definitely have to ban cars. I mean, you know. God, bro. Oh,
inflation in the history of our country. Prices were the highest they ever were. And what we're doing is bringing them down. We now have inflation is totally neutralized.
You are a Trump hater and a beta male.
You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
Carmen, you must have heard that already. Come on now.
We may get it a little bit lower. You don't want to get it too. You don't want deflation. Deflation is in many ways worse than inflation. But we have a record setting. We have more people on Friday. We had more people working on Friday.
Joshua says ban porn. I'm going cross-eyed. We got to ban porn now. Damn it. I can't have no fun, dude.
Friday that at any
mismedication. I think that we have to ban porn now.
Time in the history of our country.
I think we have to ban porn.
Think of that. Wages have gone up by more than inflation. First time that's happened.
Don't worry about it, woman. Just stay in the kitchen where you belong.
In many years, we are doing great, and prices
We're
are
banning
coming
porn.
down.
Oh, nice.
Some of these clowns are like, oh, what are we gonna do about gun? You know, there's all these gun deaths. But we have to do gun control. We have to take away the guns. Like
that's like the dumbest thing. That's like saying, oh, we have to ban drugs. Okay.
Like that work.
Still gonna get
Well, we're saying we have to ban now forks and knives because those. And then we also said we have, you know, Josh said we have to ban porn because it's making him cross-eyed.
Yeah, that makes.
And the
Are
Democrats
you gonna put some clothes on?
use this word called affordability. They look at the camera and they say, what are you going to do for the affordability? They keep saying affordability. Well, they're the ones that cause the problem. Okay? They're the ones that cause the problem. That's all they're good at cheating in elections. Very good at cheating. They're professionals at cheating. Because we won in 2016 by a lot.
How many accounts does Sam have, bro? Well, what is he doing?
The election was rigged.
Is he like some dude in like Somalia or Pakistan, bro? Who is this guy?
In 2020, we have all the ammunition, all the stuff, and you'll see it come out. It's coming out in truckloads. But then we won again in 2024 with an election that we call too big to rig. And we were leading big in the polls, but I said, go out and vote. You got to go out.
That's got to be the next hat, bro. Too big to rig. That's the hat he should make.
Vote. Make it too big to rig. And
I
that's
like
exactly. They tried to rig it, but they couldn't do it. It was too big to rig. Too many votes, and we won every swing state. We won by millions of votes. We won the.
Does he have that hat? Does he have a too big to rig hat? He should. If he doesn't, dude, that's an epic failure right there. Let's look up Trump, because, guys, you guys know I got my hats at the Trump store at this place, and I was looking at these pants. I'm gonna order some of these sweatpants and stuff. Look at these hats, bro. Can you guys see this? Let me see what's going on here. This is the Trump store for all the liberals. If you're wondering where to get your Trump hats, let's go like this. I don't see it too big to rig. That's a good one. I don't see too big to rig. I like this Gulf of America hat, and we're gonna do what's it called? We're gonna do Rep America in these colors. Jose says, does he have I am always correct? He has a yes, I'll show you that hat. But I like this navy blue with the red. It's gonna be Rep America. So look out for that. Make America Great Again. We got the girly Trump hats. We got the dad hats. And there is one, bro. Oh, wow. I didn't know there was a Space Force. Space Force hats. Bro, Gulf of America is low key. That's a good one, dude. That's a good one. I can say you're the #1 MAGA beta boy. You're being too real for us, too real for you. Which part of America? America, bro. They named the whole continent after us. Think about it. Think about it, bro. Oh, here he is. Trump was right about everything. This hat right here. This is the one. Huh? Salam Jagi with the eagle on it. I like the Gulf of America trucker hat with the eagle on it. Let's take a look at that one. Gulf of America with the eagle. The eagle with Trump's hair. That one. He's got a bunch. He's got sombrero. He has sombreros, bro. He should have gifted sombrero. Oh, this one? This is the eagle. Damn. Okay. All right. I had fun with that.
Let me show you where this is
Popular vote.
on a map.
We won the college, electoral college. We won something else by a lot. We won something else that was amazing, and that's called districts. So the country is divided up into thousands of districts. We won 2,750 to 525. That's why when you look at a map of the election, the entire map is red, other than two little blue stripes.
He
along
does, bro. He
the
has
outer
MAGA
edge.
hats. He
One
has
is
MAGA
California,
sombrero
one's New
hats.
York.
I think they just say Trump on it, though. Right there. What is this? Oh, this is Mar-a-Lago. And he's got another one. It says Trump. There's one that says Trump. Is that a sombrero? Is this considered a sombrero? Look. Look at this one. He should have got this Hakeem Jeffries, bro, with a little mustache, little stick-on mustache. You blasted by the one I was saying 10 times. Fraudulent. Down I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. Random, I'm sorry, bro. I'm all over the place, bro. I'm cracked out with no crack, bro. I'm just naturally flying over here. You said that one? Which one? This one? You want this one, bro? The red, white trucker hat? This one. This one right here. Okay. Yeah, I remember you liking those colors on the other hat you were saying too. Red and white. What you saw? Oh man. Oh man. All right, let's go.
And California's election, New York also, but California more than any other place is so rigged. It's such a rigged election. You know, we won the Hispanic vote. So a lot of people say Republican wouldn't win California, but I won the Hispanic vote. I won in Miami. Think of that. In Miami, I won the Hispanic vote. Along the Texas border, I won every single city or town touching the Texas border, and they're 85 to 90% Hispanic. We won the Hispanic vote. If the vote in California, JG, do you speak another language? California was legitimate, which it's not. There are
What's up,
38
Kev
million
Dog?
ballots. Everything is mail-in voting. They mail out 38 million ballots, and they come in. Where the hell did they go, and where did they come from? It's a rigged election in California.
Where did it come from? Where did you go? Random is right. These hats are very high quality. All of these Trump hats are very high quality. That's why I'm making mine from the same people. They're actually the exact same hat. I'm having them make. These are the highest quality hats I own.
Because we would win California by a lot. And again, they feel they have the advantage with Hispanic. They don't, because I won Hispanic vote. So we did something that was amazing. We made a comeback, and we got the most Republican votes in the history of elections. We won Texas by more votes than anybody's ever gotten to this. Well, I did number 1, number 2, and 3. All 3 I did in Texas and Alabama and many other states. We won. In many states, we have the all-time record for votes. And it was just a great election. This was a great election. And you had long since recovered from the viper bite, so you acknowledged that this was a great, because I said, I want that guy as my doctor. And it's true. And your partner is so great. He's such a great guy. So I just want to say this was an amazing period of time. Our country has been turned around much faster than I thought.
It's going to be Rep America hat, bro.
If you would have told me that 10 months in, we would have over 18 trillion with a T, not billion, but $18 trillion coming in. And they're coming in, that's all, they're building car plants, they're building AI plants, they're building everything at a level that we've never seen, that no country has ever seen before. Now, I assume that's going to start, it's already showing up, but I assume that it's going to start showing up. I'll be picking a new head of the Fed soon. Our Fed person is absolutely, despite him, we have numbers that really nobody's ever seen, Vince, right? Despite him, we have numbers that nobody's ever seen before.
I love it, bro. Fed chair is on his way out. He's saying, despite him, we're still crushing, bro. Despite him, bro, we're still on it, bro. Let's go. And it's, bro, despite him and despite a government shutdown, that is the longest government shutdown in the history of our country. Despite both of those things, despite all the Democrats in Congress, despite all the Democrats all over the country, he's still doing it, man. He's still doing it. I don't know who, this guy's a machine, bro. 80 years old, just running around, taking names, dude. Like boom, 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 and landing all of them, landing everything, landing. It's just
we're fighting through him.
Connecting on everything, boom, 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 boom. Couple here and there, a couple minor misses, but just pretty good, man. Pretty good.
And we'll soon have a good head of the Fed who's going to want to see interest rates go down. But we're fighting through higher interest rates. But the interest rates are coming down despite him. He's an incompetent person who suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. Okay, it's one of those little problems. We have many.
I love this guy, bro.
Suffers from despite him. And we'll soon have a good head of the Fed who's going to want to see interest rates go down. But we're fighting through higher interest rates. But the interest rates are coming down despite him. He's an incompetent person who suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. Okay, it's one of those little problems. We have many of them, but we're fighting through that stuff. And we have a country that potentially is geared to have the most incredible golden.
Someone here is calling me an idiot. David Ellis says he's reading auto cue. You idiot! Oh, really? Is he reading an auto cue? Let's see. Guys, let's listen to this again. And you guys tell me if this is auto cue or not. You guys tell me.
Years, and we have never this before. Now I assume that's going to start. It's already showing up, but I assume that it's going to start showing up. I'll be picking a new head of the Fed soon. Our Fed person is absolutely, despite him, we have numbers that really nobody's ever seen, Vince, right? Despite.
Is he reading off of a teleprompter, guys? Is that teleprompter, you think? Let me switch to a different camera, make it more dramatic. Hold on. How about like this? Is he reading off a teleprompter, you guys think? Is that what it is? No, bro, I don't think so. I don't think he's reading off a teleprompter. I don't think so, Angelo. I don't think so, bro. I love it, bro. You think that's a teleprompter? No, dog. No, bro. I didn't know. Look at him, bro. Look at him. Watch. Ready? Watch this. Watch this, bro. Teleprompter? You guys don't like the shirt, bro. I gotta change the shirt. Miss Medication, and they want me to change my shirt. Oh, dude, I saw this guy's name. I thought it was Mamdani for a second, but he's cool. He says, just found your channel, brother. I like it. Right on, bro. We like you too, bro. Welcome to the channel, man. Thanks for subscribing. King Boomer, bro. I'm no boomer, bro. I ain't no boomer. I just wanted you guys to see Elon, bro.
Results in 6 months to a year. I think you'll see results We've never had anything like it. Again, there's never been any country, China, wonderful, have a great relationship.
He says it looks like an old school Ease On shirt. I know what you're talking about, bro.
With President Xi. China's never seen it. Nobody's ever seen it. And by the way, we're leading in AI by a lot. AI is a big deal. And we're leading in AI by a lot. And the big problem was electricity. But I allow our plants, in other words, all of these geniuses that are building a $60 billion plant, I allow them to build their own electric capacity as
That's
part of the
Elon,
plant,
bro.
and that solved the problem with the old grid. So they're able to do things that nobody thought they'd be able to do. We're getting them very fast approvals, and many of those plants are right now being built. So we have things happening like nobody's ever seen before. We have a great country. It's a great time to have Christmas. And I just want to introduce a person who's very outstanding. She is a great person, a highly respected woman. Every time I make a speech, I see signs, we love our First Lady. We love our First Lady. They love our First Lady. What can I do? I don't like it because I think they like her more than they like me, and I am not happy about it. I am not happy. We're going to have a discussion about this. But they love our First Lady. And you know, Melania did all of these decorations, and she's gotten great reviews. The first year she did the trees, there were, that's right. The first year, year one, she did the trees, they were white, and they were so.
You know, it might sound like BS, but it's crazy how everything Trump talks about comes true.
You know, snow, beautiful. And the fake news hit her hard. The next year, they were red, gorgeous red.
Comes true, bro.
They hit her hard. The next year, they were another color. They hit her. I said, baby, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Make the trees green. Let them just be green. They're so beautiful. Let them be green. Anyway, she has gotten the greatest reviews I've ever seen. And nobody has ever gotten reviews like this for the White House. I actually like the white ones better, but what am I going to do?
I love it, bro. He rambled from a teleprompter.
She has done a great job, and maybe I'll ask her to say a few words. She loves you all. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the White House. It's nice to see familiar faces. First of all, my thoughts and prayers go to the families of people who lost their loved ones around the world in this difficult time. We are celebrating here Christmas, and I'm thinking about them, what they're going through. So my heart is with them. I would like that you enjoy today the White House. It's a special place. And we have a Santa visiting today. I hope you saw him. And if not, go to visit him in the green room, the family's room, a game room. He's waiting for you. You could take pictures and maybe whisper to him what you would like to have as a present for Christmas. So enjoy the time. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. And all the best to your families. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say, go. You're here for a reason. It's to celebrate Christmas and all of the holidays and the success of America. But we have the best chefs here. You are going to love that food, so go and get the food. Everybody wants to come to the Christmas party. I have made so many enemies because you can only have so many. And I've made so many enemies because I'm saying, I'm sorry, we're just not able to accommodate you. I don't necessarily say it myself, but our people do. And I think it's 10 to 1, Vince, 10 to 1. The 1 gets in and the 10 don't. This is not a good, politically, this is not a good thing, but you're here. The food is phenomenal. Go eat. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and really have a fantastic year. We're going to have a great year. Thank you very much, everybody.
Gulf of America, bro. I'm going to get that hat too. Gulf of America, baby. Let's see what this dude's got for us.
I didn't even have the opportunity to buy that video. Much useful video.
Not to have any other evidence surrounding this, and this is
that extra. It could be all kinds of evidence. There was a no yet. Services folks were at the hospital, but this confirms from
what his wife. Wow.
Police.
if he is the person who did this, if drugs played a role, I have no idea. All right, hold on a second. This press conference is about to start. Do I have any video of this I can show you? Hey, look, hold on. Press conference. I have this video. I'll try to boost the sound as much as I can. Press conference about the Brown shooting. Brown shooting press conference. Hold on. I got to turn the volume on. Oh, no.
Everyone good? Okay. Good evening. I'm Providence Mayor Brett Smiley. In just a moment, we'll hear from Rhode Island's Governor Dan McKee. Then we'll ask for comments and an update from Attorney General Peter Nerona by Colonel Oscar Perez, Chief of the Providence Police Department. Shortly, we will be releasing the person of interest who had been detained earlier today.
What?
And
what?
The Attorney General can speak a little bit about
what
the rationale for that.
They're releasing the person of interest.
Inform the community that that individual will shortly be released from
Wow.
police.
Wow.
We know that this is likely to cause fresh anxiety for our community. And we want to reiterate what we said earlier, which remains true, which is ever since the initial call, now a day and a half ago, we have not received any credible or specific threats to the Providence community. And so the status of safety in our community remains unchanged. And we believe that you remain safe in our community, though we will continue to have an enhanced police presence throughout the city and on the Brown campus. We are once again encouraging anyone who thinks that they might have relevant information to assist with our ongoing investigation to please provide it. These are the same resources that were asked earlier, but to share them once again. You can upload video or photos to the special FBI website created for this incident, which is fbi.gov/Brown University shooting. That's fbi.gov.
So it looks like the guy that they had for the Brown University shooting is not the guy, bro. What the hell? And this, they even asked this guy, I think it was this guy that's up talking at the podium. They're like, how do you feel about the guy that you got, that you have in custody? He said he felt really, really good about it. And that didn't turn out too well, apparently.
Frustration from members of the community and others about the language that we've been using about the person of interest and such, and that speaks to directly the fact that this investigation was and continues ongoing, and we will continue to endeavor to not confirm any information that is not yet confirmable. And that is how we can best be transparent with all the members of our community to share the best information that we have. I'd like to invite the governor to say a few words, and then we'll hear from the Attorney General specifically with regard to the individual.
Mayor, thanks. So our position stays the same. The safety of the people in the state is a top priority. The response, an all-in response from the state relative to any of the issues that impact the Brown University or the people who are impacted by this this act of violence. And I will continue to tell you that our Colonel Weaver will be here shortly, and we will continue to have a full amount of effort from the state side and the state police. And in addition to that, I just got off the phone with the mayor, with Director Kash Patel, with the FBI, and he also, because I wanted to make sure that he was fully aware of this this press event, and he was, and he also
Louisiana Senator
committed
John
to continue to bring out the resources of the federal government into this.
All right, so they don't have the guy on the Brown shooting.
Kennedy always knows exactly. Louisiana Senator.
Oh, by the way, you guys saw my post, I'm sure. I just got my book, John Kennedy's book, bro. I can't wait to read it. The first page is already great. And I'm going to read you a little bit out of that.
John Kennedy always knows exactly what his fellow lawmakers need to hear. So there was no one better to ask about what comes next. Senator John Kennedy, I'm so excited to sit down with you. I say you are the funniest person on Capitol Hill. I think you're great. And I know you have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things going on. It feels like we just got through the last government shutdown.
Yeah.
But it's almost hard to believe. We're only weeks away, actually, from the temporary funding measure ending and a potential, second wave of government shutdown coming. So what's going to happen here?
Well, it's really up to my Democratic colleagues in the Senate. You can lead a person to Congress, but you can't make him think. If the Democrats want to shut it down again, it would be a huge mistake for them. It would be horrible for the American people. But, on the last one, Laura, I voted 14 times to open up government, and they voted 14 times to keep it shut down. And somehow, with a straight face, tried to blame it on us. Finally, they agreed to open it up. And I hope they don't do it again, but there's some things you can't control. It's up to my Democratic friends.
Well, we'll hope for the best on that. The thing that I think Americans are talking about right now.
A new possible shutdown. Are these guys crazy? But hey, this is the book that I just got. So I just got in the mail. He just published this book. This just came out. And this is by him. And it's pretty, dude, I'm going to read a little bit out of the first page for you guys. And it's already, it's off to a good start right away. I can't wait to read it, but check it out. He says, "My name is John Kennedy. That's really my name. I'm a United States Senator, though I have tried to rise above it. For as long as I can remember, one thing has been true about me. I have the right to remain silent, but not the ability." He goes, "In America, we are free to believe what we want and to say it out loud. You're not free if you can't express yourself. You're not free if you can't say what you think. So I do. That makes some people mad, but I try not to worry too much about what anyone thinks of me, except dogs. I really like dogs. How do I sleep at night knowing that some people don't like me? With the fan on. I think I make the right people mad." I like that already. And I took a little peek at it before I read it. I just took a little peek at that first page because I'm reading another book right now, but I'm looking forward to reading that book. Can't wait, actually.
Now is affordability. We keep hearing about it. We know the president is obviously working on this, but you've actually called on your colleagues on Capitol Hill in Congress to deal with this via reconciliation. So what can actually be done from the Capitol Hill's perspective on this?
Well, it's important to put it in context. We had 9% inflation a few years ago. That inflation didn't originate in a bat.
What's up,
It
Dub?
was man-made, and that man's name was Joe Biden. Now, President Trump and the Republicans in Congress and the Federal Reserve have gotten that inflation down from 9% to 3%. So things are much, much, much better. But we may be better, but we're not well, and there's more we can do. We can reduce the cost of health care. We know what to do. We have bills already to lower the cost of housing. Or we have over 200 changes to our tax code that will stimulate the economy and increase wages. The problem as it always is, in the Senate, Democrats won't vote for it. So the alternative is to do what we did when we passed one big, beautiful bill. Under what's called reconciliation, we don't need any Democratic support. I welcome their support, but I don't think they're going to help us. And what I'm frustrated about is that the last reconciliation bill we did, the one big, beautiful bill.
What's up, Green? What's up, Green Substance?
July 1. Since then, we've been sitting on our ice cold, lazy butts and not getting more bills passed. Now, I'm not saying we've been doing nothing. We've been confirming nominees and been working on the budget, and all that's important. But we better listen to the American people here. President Trump is listening to the American people. And when they lie down, moms and dads lie down to sleep at night and can't, they're worried about the cost of living. And we're going to address it, and we can. But the president can't do it all by himself. We've got to pass some laws.
Well, we're glad he's got at least you there and some good support on the Republican side to hopefully see that through. This is definitely something the Democrats are going to be targeting as we head into next year's midterm elections. There is no doubt about that. Do you think that them saying free everything, free all the time for everyone is going to be the strategy? And will that work for the American people?
Well, there is no free lunch. You know that. Anything free, somebody had to work for. And my Democratic friends leave that out. They believe in free everything.
Yep.
You know, free health care, free education, free money, free sex, free kittens, free everything. But there is nothing free in this world. And America is great because we understood that. The American people have figured all this out, Laura. They have. And I'm very confident about the midterms. We're just going to go work and talk to the American people. They're plenty smart. They'll figure all this out.
Well, I don't know if everyone is smart. I know that a lot of Democrats have gone deeper into the left, and they are now socialist Democrats or democratic socialists, whatever they want to call themselves. They're borderline Marxist and creeping into communists. But yeah, I don't think they've got it figured out. I think they're just lazy, and they think that there's a new world ahead that there's a new world ahead that I think in their mind is a free world, is one where they don't have to work, is one where Elon Musk will just pay them to be alive. And it's this new world where they don't have any responsibilities. A new world where they don't have to do anything. They could just be on social media and scroll all day. I don't know. I think a lot of I think you know, they're gonna go deeper into that rabbit hole, and I don't know if they're gonna figure it out or not. They might. They got they say Mamdani's in there, and Mamdani is going to show them that socialism doesn't work. But I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Well, it's important for Republicans because there are already 30 GOP lawmakers who've said they are not seeking re-election. And I'm wondering your thoughts on that. And I also would like to get your thoughts on, I'm going to let you listen to some sound here from someone named Jasmine Crockett, who's also running for a United States Senate seat. Take a listen to this.
The gloves have been off, and now I'm jumping into the ring. I'm asking for your support to be the next United States Senator from the greatest state of Texas. I'm done with the senators sitting around doing nothing while Trump takes your hard-earned money, skims your Social Security, slashes Medicare, and gives tax breaks to billionaires. I'm done.
She's done, Senator. Is she done? Is she cooked? Is this going to happen? What do you think?
Well, look, the Congress, this is America, Laura, as you know. We all
here and around doing the greatest thing. The gloves have been off, and now I'm jumping into the ring. I'm asking for your support to be the next United States Senator from the greatest state of Texas. I'm done with the senators sitting around doing nothing while Trump takes your hard-earned money, skims your Social Security, slashes Medicare, and gives tax breaks to billionaires. I'm done.
She's done, Senator. Is she done? Is she cooked? Is this going to happen? What do you think?
Well, look, the Congress, this is America, Laura, as you know. We all have the right to express our opinion. You're not free if you can't say what you think. And the Congresswoman has the right to her opinion. But I have the right to mine. And somebody needs to tell the Congresswoman. It'll be in her best.
KevDog, AI has been coming for everyone's jobs already. I already use it for a lot of things. But there's always work to be done. Always, always, always. Always work to be done, bro. Always. Always stuff to do. And we're way better off working than sitting around doing nothing. People ask, what's the best solution for what's that thing you get? I don't get it enough, so I don't even know what it is. I forgot the word. I'll get back to that.
Interest. They need to tell her that the voices in her head are not real. She is wrong on every single issue. The people of Texas will never embrace her message. I don't know why she's doing this, but you know, hey, you have the right in America to do dumb things if you want to. And she will be leaving Congress. And as far as the other 30 folks.
Yeah, creative mass or whatever. Yeah. What are you talking about, bro? I don't live off sub-donations. I don't live off of social media at all. Be nice to, but I don't. I wish. And by the way, try doing social media. Try doing what I do. It's not easy. You couldn't do it. Try to even do a tenth. Try to do a tenth of what I do. You can't.
Folks that are leaving Congress, look, I get it. I don't want anybody to be in Congress. He doesn't want to be here. Because this stuff's working for the American people. You got to give it 110%.
Exactly, Dead Man. Dead Man Lives says, Orange Man bad, vote for me. That's Jasmine Crockett. Hell yeah, Kim. Thank you.
So if people are unhappy, you know, don't let the door hit them in the butt on the way out.
Well, not that we're in the business of giving much advice to people like Congressman Jasmine Crockett and AOC, by the way. But if we did give them advice, I would say they might take a page from your book, How to Test Negative for Stupid and Why Washington Never Will. So
this
tell
right
me
here,
overall,
bro. I'm
what
not
people
getting
should
paid
take
for
away
this.
from
I'm
this.
just
Where
happy
do you
to
see
have
the
my own
Democrat
copy.
Party versus the Republican Party right now?
Well, my book talks about that. And I'm really proud of it. We're number one on the New York Times bestseller.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you, Laura. It's
And
not
I got the
it's not a
hardcover.
policy book per se. It's a story book that explains policy. And really,
I like
it
it.
explains to the American people why, as bad as Washington looks from the outside, it's even worse from the inside. But why it doesn't have to be that way. If we just have a little
like the
return
colors. It's nice.
to common sense. And it, as I say to my people back home, look, I'm an optimist. I'm a paranoid optimist, but I'm not going to bubble wrap it to the American people. The water in Washington, D.C. is not going to clear up until you get the pigs out of the creek. It's a personnel issue.
Well, we understand what that means. And speaking of home, down in Louisiana, you guys have Operation Catahoula Crunch. It's been very effective.
Yeah.
This is where ICE is targeting gang members, rapists, human smugglers. But, Senator, there are still those people out there, some of them elected officials, who aren't just protesting this, but suggesting that people should
Allen, bro.
go after
He's the best, man.
ICE agents and target them. What is your response to all this, and what is your message to people who would do such a thing like that?
None of this is complicated. I don't know. I don't understand the controversy. Look, legal immigration is legal. We admit 1 million people into our country every year, more than any other country, legally. Legal immigration is legal. Illegal immigration is illegal. And all President Trump is doing is enforcing federal law.
Yeah.
President Biden, he let between 8 million and 12 million people into our country. We don't have the slightest idea who they are. Some of them are probably good. I mean, I know, not just probably, they're good people. Some of them are criminals. All of them are here illegally. You've got to follow the law. Duh.
I like how he said that. Some of them are good people. Some of them are criminals. All of them are here illegally. Dude.
And so what's controversial about a president of the United States, any president, enforcing federal law? I don't get it.
Well, we're grateful he's there doing it, and we're grateful for you to sit down with us for a little bit of time. Thank you so much for
having
joining
me.
us.
Love your show.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
Dude.
Here with the latest details is Sky News correspondent Annalise Nielsen. Annalise, what more can you tell us?
Well, look, investigations are ongoing. What we've heard now is they've risen the toll to 42 people taken to hospital. As you've heard, 16 fatalities in this, and 2 police officers are in a critical condition. When we're looking at the political fallout from all this, the question is, how much did the Australian government know that this was going to happen, given the absolute rise in anti-Semitism we've seen in Australia over the last 2 years? In fact, it was this time last year that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made a very definitive statement around what he said was the mishandling of the anti-Semitism crisis in Australia. There's been a long series of anti-Semitic attacks. While authorities are often at pains to say that they're not related, perhaps the actors don't know each other, but the question is, how can you say they're not related when it's all part of a broader pattern? What we've seen from the government is they have condemned anti-Semitism, but the question is, has it been proportional to the rise in anti-Semitism we've been seeing? So we've heard this from Benjamin Netanyahu. He's criticised Australia breaking early on critical issues like supporting Palestinian statehood, condemning Israel at different points.
Nice, State Line. You say he's the one of the few that you don't question is him having ulterior motives. Yeah, dude. John Kennedy, dude, he's my favorite senator, my current favorite senator.
Points in their defence after October 7, and critically, have they done enough to try to quell this violent theme that we're starting to see in Australia? So Benjamin Netanyahu made those comments today that you played just before. The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, was asked about these comments at a press conference earlier. This is what he had to say.
This is a moment for national unity. This is a moment for Australians to come together. That's precisely what we will be doing.
I've been speaking to members of the Jewish community in Australia. They're all horrified, but unfortunately not surprised. And they've said of those comments that they think they didn't do enough to address the actual root of what Benjamin Netanyahu was saying. And they're concerned that there isn't enough being done. The police in New South Wales have said that there's going to be hundreds of police out on patrols in very heavily Jewish populated areas like Bondi Beach.
Exactly, Jonah. This is a moment to uproot Islam from your country, bro. Not cool.
But the Jewish community is just saying, again, it's simply not enough.
Annalise, for those of us here in the U.S., could you give us a little bit of your estimation of how Australia got to this point in this rise of anti-Semitism? We know October 7th, it really kicked it off for much of the world in this rise and this horrible, hateful rhetoric and in some cases violence. But how did Australia get here? Were there milestones that led them to this point? If you were to pinpoint something from your perspective, what would it be?
Oh, look, this is the big question. We've seen a lot of immigration from certain populations where they do have particular issue with the Jewish population. There hasn't been any kind of strong push from Labor in particular because many of those communities are heavily populated in critical, our equivalent of swing seats, for them to maintain power at elections. We have had this issue since day one. We had a protest outside the Sydney Opera House 2 days after October 7, where protesters were recorded saying, "Gas the Jews." There was an extensive investigation by New South Wales Police, and they came back from it saying, "We don't think they said gas the Jews. We think they said, where's the Jews?" You can imagine no one within the Jewish population has any confidence in that. How much better would you feel?
Wow.
Annalise, I want to really get to this from an American point of view because our viewers obviously just see things differently. Our country has the Second Amendment. Guns are not a rare thing. In certain states and cities they are, but by and large, guns are a part of American culture. I know in Australia, since really 1996, it's been much different. But these two people having guns, the older having a license to own guns and a permit for 6 guns, how rare is that culturally? Is it something that, the type of gun you can own is pretty well restricted, but it is still pretty common for people to go get that license? The reason why I ask is in places here in the U.S., like in New York City, even though they say you can get a license, you virtually can't. So I'm just curious what it's really like there and how surprised people are to see someone with 6 guns.
Well, this is one of the really interesting things. We've seen more guns in Australia than before we brought in the ban in 1996. And there's a big question about why. And there are certain questions around, is this a cultural change?
You guys hear that? there's more guns in Australia after they banned guns.
Change, where the people have moved to Australia and they maintain that relationship with wanting to own firearms. But also, we had very strict COVID lockdowns, and there's been a growing distrust among a certain portion of the community against government, and they do want to have better protection of individual rights. The other question in this is just how he got these guns, and there's been questions around how are they getting into the country. The kind of firearm he had, you do not see that. And I think even watching the footage, I've wondered how many of the police officers even had guns in responding to that, because it's not even necessarily common.
Yeah, well, there were no cops with guns out there. Only civilians that went out there, ran out there and did what they did. Mike says socialism can sell locally, but not nationally. So that's a problem for the Democratic Party being led now by socialists.
Common for police officers to have them. So this is as extraordinary as it gets for an Australian to see someone walking around with a firearm like that. But unfortunately, we have seen some more incidents recently of different shootings around Sydney. And we don't know where these guns are coming from. And the general response already from Australia is we've got to regulate it more.
More regulation, that'll do it. Annalise, thank you so much for joining us tonight and giving us your incredible perspective. You've given us a lot to talk about. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
Let's take a look.
Joining us now for tonight's big close-up is Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick, who sits on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thank you so much for taking the time tonight.
Thank you.
Senator, how concerned should the American public be about this rising threat from Islamic extremists? You know, it felt like we maybe put this in the rear view several years ago and focused on other threats, but it appears to be rearing its head once again. You know, what's your sense of this trend and how concerned we should be?
Well, I think we should be very concerned. On October 2023, there were really two surprise attacks. There was a surprise attack on Israel from Hamas coming in and butchering 1,200 Israelis and Americans. But there was also a surprise attack of anti-Semitism, which we all know lurked beneath the surface, but it came about in such a profound and violent way. And we see that in America, we see it around the world, and we need to fight back against both the on-the-ground terrorist threat with ISIS and other terrorist organizations, and we need to fight against anti-Semitism at home and abroad. And this is just another example on the first day of Hanukkah.
Okay, good night, Jennifer.
What an absolute tragedy. And we need to stay on offense against both of those surprise attacks. And this is what global intifada means.
Senator, so, I mean, I'm keeping score here just over the last couple of weeks. We've got National Guardsmen attacked in D.C. We've got National Guardsmen killed in Syria. We've got what happened in Australia. We don't yet know the person of interest in at Brown, but it looks like, the coincidence of it being the first day of Hanukkah is at least alarming. There's this issue of anti-Semitism connected to the Hamas-Israel conflict. And then there's this larger problem of radical Islamic terror. Now, not every Muslim is a terrorist, but just every radical Islamic terrorist is doing it in the name of Islam. I fought this war that lasted 20 years in two different countries. I saw Afghanistan fall in a very difficult way. It's not even where do we point the blame, it's where do we move forward. I mean, we fought this for at least 20 years and we're back to square one. We're just waiting on another 9/11. What's changed and what needs to happen?
Well, I think, unfortunately, not enough has changed. You fought in two wars in two countries against this, and it's the kind of thing where we have to continue to fight evil with force. At home, that means we have to have moral clarity. And we can't let anti-Semitic behavior, political violence, political hatred prosper. We need to fight back and push back. Political officials need to push back. We need to have a strong defense and support all of our communities. Abroad, we need to support our allies and fight day in and day out. And I think the Trump administration is doing this to stay on offense, because if we stay on offense abroad, that makes it harder for that terrorist, radical terrorism to attack us here at home. Unfortunately, it's an evil world and a dangerous world, and we need to stay on offense to keep Americans safe.
All right, Senator, it's Kennedy. Speaking of offense to U.S. soldiers.
Kim is right. We've closed the border. We're doing a lot of things. I'm sure there's a lot more we can do, though.
as was just mentioned, and a U.S. civilian service interpreter were killed by ISIS militants in Syria just yesterday. President Trump is vowing to retaliate. You're talking about offense. What does that kind of offense look like to you?
Well, listen, the American military is the greatest, most advanced military in the world. We need to use that power very selectively, and I.
What's up, Eric? Eric Mathis, glad you're entertained, bro.
I know I've seen and talked to the president about how he's done that on a number of occasions. Syria is a particularly complicated situation because we have an opportunity to support a leader in al-Shara who can potentially bring stability to the region. But one of the things he has to do is to be able to bring together and stop this internal violence. And of course, if American soldiers are going to be supporting that effort, they need to have the security. So I know the president is weighing how to best go after these radical elements that are bringing violence to Syria. But I think he'll do that in a very thoughtful and discreet way. And he's been reluctant, I think appropriately so, to put men and women in uniform from the United States into harm's way. I think he's used the military in a very selective and strategic way that's accomplished the goals while minimizing the burden put on the American military.
Well, with all due respect, there's hundreds in Syria and 3 of them just died. So that was men and women in uniform in harm's way. And I'm not saying it's the wrong thing, but I don't want to sit here and watch us creep into another war like the one I fought, like I brought up. And I think we need more than we'll retaliate to understand what we're trying to do there. There are a lot of Americans that say, why don't we just let these groups kill each other and see who comes from the ashes? I understand that 9/11 is sort of a response to that, but at the same time, fighting them on their ground doesn't work either.
Mm. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's a real tension about it. Of course, the key is to sort of keep them on their back foot and not let them be able to promote violence here in the United States. But when American soldiers are deployed, men and women in uniform, they are, even if they're not engaged in offensive military operations, they are in harm's way. And so it's a delicate balancing act. And I think Syria makes it particularly complicated because there's parts of Syria that are under control of al-Shara. Yeah. It's a balancing act. I think the president's shown a lot of wisdom in getting that balance right so far.
Now, Senator, moving from Syria to the escalating conflict in Venezuela, the U.S. seized a tanker on Wednesday in the Caribbean Sea that was carrying oil from Venezuela. The Trump administration alleges that it was being used to transport sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran. So are you concerned we're inching closer to war with Venezuela? We have about 30 seconds.
Yeah, just real briefly, the president campaigned and I campaigned on stopping the flow of fentanyl into our country. It killed 100,000 Americans last year, 4,000 Pennsylvanians. So I think using the military in a very discreet way to take those narco-terrorists out makes a lot of sense. This is a sanctioned ship. This is a rogue state and a narco-terrorist state. And so I think this is appropriate. But I also take the point that we need to be careful not to get drawn into a situation where American troops are going to be put in a lot of danger. I think the American people have spoken out loud and clear that they want to be very careful about that.
Senator Dave McCormick, thank you so much for joining us. Please enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to.
All right, guys, we got to end it with some JLP. A lot's gone down. We ended up on something good, something funny. Let's go with this. I think this is the one.
You just described it at all. Jesse. The greatest mistakes that America made was to allow women the opportunity to vote. Control the people. And the Democrats...
Right here, he calls him a beta male. Hey, quiet down, beta male.
Cannot be trusted at all.
Jesse, if the virus
hold
is a hoax, why would we need to
hold on, beta.
He says, hold on, Democrat. Hey, hold on, beta. What? You hear that? Listen to him.
At all.
Jesse, if the virus is a hoax, why would we need to close the election? Why do we have to do that, Jesse? Why don't you
Okay, one moment.
close the election? Why would we need to virus is a hoax.
Hey, hold
Why
on,
would we
hold
need
on,
to
Democrat.
Why would we need
Hold
to,
on, Beta.
close the
Beta
election?
male. Hold on,
Why
sir.
would we have to do
Hold
that,
on,
Jesse?
Beta male.
No, wait.
Hold
Why
on.
don't you?
Okay,
one minute, because you're
Beta male.
Beta male.
Oh, here we go.
You're conflicting.
Why are you always interrupting, man? Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you.
Because you're a lying fool, and I don't want the people of the world to hear you.
I don't need you to interrupt me, Mr. Beta male. Hold on. The president.
Yeah. Oh, you think I'm a beta male? Come on out here.
Hold on, Beta male. The president and
Come
all
out,
of us.
We'll see who's a beta
We
male.
know, hold on, man. We know that the Democrats.
I said the order of God. That men are superior to women, which is a book that is a lie because Jesus Christ himself.
Pretty good job of it. That's all I want to do. Blend
Equality.
That's all I want to do. Blend in as a woman. That's all I want to do. I do a pretty good job of it.
No, you don't look like a woman at all.
Besides my chin, if I hide my chin, yes, I do.
You gotta
yes,
do.
I do, Jesse.
You gotta do more than that.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, I can. Stevie Wonder can see that you're not a woman.
See, I'm not an adult entertainer. Okay, I don't go to clubs and do shows and dance. I'm a proper lady. I'm just an average woman.
I'm a proper lady. Oh my God.
What is funny?
Oh God.
What are you laughing at, Jesse?
God bless you.
To be the mother of his children.
That's
right?
not true because
Not real men.
What is a
slut
real
man
man, Jesse? What is a real man? You?
Yes.
Well, Jesus was black.
If I became conservative, would I no longer be beta?
You would become alpha.
Wow.
I love how serious and clean he is with those responses.
You a slut.
I now identify as a billionaire, Jason. So how about that?
I don't know what a slut is. How about that?
You don't know what it is, but you hear supporting it. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, Free Palestine, Free the People, and no DAPL.
I do.
And why don't you have hashtag Free the Jews?
What I advocate for is taking away from the boss 15 loaves of bread, helping him have 10 loaves of bread, and then taking
It's so good, Drifty. He goes, you become alpha.
the rest of the 10 loaves of bread and distributing it evenly amongst the other employees. So all of a sudden you have 7 or you have 8, and your new friend, who is the undocumented citizen who came in,
This clown is literally advocating for socialism.
has 7.
Is that a question?
No, this is.
You don't look like a slut. Are you here by accident?
In every animal species throughout hundreds and thousands of years, there's been homosexuality. So what is abnormal about it?
I agree with you that they act like animals, but that's because they're in a fallen state. And any human being that's in a fallen state act like an animal.
I am a nurse.
A nurse?
Beta.
Yes.
Beta! Ramar, are you the head of your wife?
I like to think that we're equal.
Are you the head? Beta!
Beta!
I am a
Beta!
No. I'm an alpha.
Not if you think you and your wife are equal. Beta!
Beta!
Because I tell you why.
Beta! Beta!
And my stepmom saw
Beta!
an attitude, and she got really mad that I said that to her. And so not even like 2 minutes later, my dad called me.
Beta!
I told my dad.
Oh, poor daddy feelings hurt.
Poor.
Beta! Mark, welcome back.
Good morning, Jesse Lee, and happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
I was trying to get you to tell me exactly what Trump had done to achieve those so-called achievements, and you moved on to the Democratic Party. It's a very strange interview. I've never experienced anything like it.
Well, that's the first time in life for everything. Let me ask, they don't have to work for me if they don't want to.
I know, but where would they
They
go?
are the
They would
ones
go
who-
to another. They would go
First
to
of all,
another factory where they would have the same conditions.
No, I would call the police and tell them that I have an illegal
and that-
alien here.
And that is
You need to
capitalism.
come
You're
and
right.
get
That
him.
is exactly the problem.
No, they have no business in my company or in my country.
Okay.
And so I would call the police.
the leakies, which are scientists out of
Forget about a leaky.
They have a role to play in dismantling that ideology that puts them in their own minds and in the white imagination ahead of people of color.
Amazing. Do you realize you're fighting an illusion?
I am a writer. I am a Latina. I am Boricua. I'm a mother. I'm a poet. I'm an artist. I'm all the things.
Are you a slut? Why do black people see white? Well, most blacks, not all. Forget me, don't. But why do most black people? And you're a beta male. The great white hope. Satan is your daddy, woman. That's a lie. Like yourself, see white people as supreme over them.
Well, if going out on a date with a guy makes me a slut, then that's just what I'm going to be.
I don't think going out on a date makes you a slut, but having sex with different men makes you a slut.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
Dang.
A slut maker. Oh, wow.
Black Lives Matter is a far-left, liberal, radical, agitative organization founded by a bunch of black lesbians and homosexuals and
Mr. Peterson, I suggest you give...
Okay, wait a minute.
Mr. Peterson, you're now descending into extreme...
You know what the funny part is? He's talking about them, about the leaders of Black Lives Matter, and they are actual fat black lesbians. They really are. Yes, no breaks. I love how lesbian. That's how he says it. And they are agitators, and they don't actually stand up for what they act like they stand up for. And they just got caught again, and they're going to jail. It's crazy. It just literally happened like a couple days ago.
Unpleasant and frankly vile rhetoric. And I don't know why you think this is appropriate to say this on national television, but what you just said is completely unacceptable.
This song is for Enrique.
And he just turned 19.
In Apple. Approved. When you were 5 years old, you were sick, and he called you the P word?
Yeah, he called me a P word, the B word. Said stop being a little,
Were you acting like a little beta baby?
Maybe.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Oh, just a little girl,
Beta. What a girl. Beta girl. Jason, you could have been straight up, man. Be a alpha male, not a beta male. No children or anything?
No.
Do you regret not getting married, having children now that you're older?
Well, and I'm gay.
You're gay?
Yes.
You don't look gay.
We come in all...
Literally, bro, 3 of my sound pieces, my sound bites on my soundboard are from this guy, this interview with this guy. Listen to this.
So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay? How did you become gay?
Listen to this.
Shapes and sizes, brother.
So you're gay?
I'm gay.
I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah, well, I just told you.
How did you become gay?
One doesn't become gay. One is born that way.
Does God know you're gay?
I believe so.
Did he make you that way?
That's my opinion.
You think that God made you gay?
I have no, I don't know I'm not going to be presumed to plumb the depths of the Most High, but yes, I've been gay as long as I can remember.
And so, have you been with men?
Of course.
Like sexually?
Yes.
Dang.
Really?
Yes.
That's mind-blowing.
This is mind-blowing for you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I never expected a priest and a father of Epiphany Church to be gay.
That sounds like you're
gay.
coming from the assumption. What's look gay mean?
Switching and soft looking.
Really?
Oh,
That's what you call stereotyping.
Oh, but
that's called. That's like if I were to say to you, "Well, you're black. Where's your fried chicken?"
I was at the house. And I can't wait to get home to eat it.
Dead man lives. Yes.
How the power of the universe experiences all that. I have.
He says, look how tight them legs are. Beta male.
Beta male.
State lines. It must have started life with one of those oral circumcisions.
Absolutely no inkling.
Oh, okay. So now I see a little gay in you.
Good.
When you did this, I saw it. Thank you. So listen, to represent God and not love all people. Become a writer.
Absolutely. Psychologist.
Gang?
But sure, so I would say that and it wasn't just that one in and of
Are
itself.
you grown or are you a baby?
The gang?
Andrew Yang?
Yeah, I was leaning more towards that way, but he
Beta!
Beta!
Oh no.
Beta male! Bernie Mango says, well, and my biblical question, do you see yourself as a son of God? Bernie Mango says, well, you're leaving out women. I prefer the term child of God, or you can call me a saint. Whatever. It's amazing. Beta!
So I was having sex with my girlfriend. Beta. Little beta.
Beta!
At the moment, I live with my mother.
Beta! Right now in Washington, D.C., the city council wants to put up a statue of the late former mayor of Marion Barry, who was twice convicted, I believe twice, convicted of crack cocaine. He was a crackhead.
Crackhead.
Why would black people want to walk down the road and see a crackhead statue?
A crackhead.
Can you imagine walking down the road there in Washington, D.C., your children are with you, and your son says, Daddy, who is that black man on the statue? And you say, that's a crackhead.
Why do you keep referring to him in such a derogatory way, bro?
Because the man was a convicted crackhead.
You really want to have that argument, Jesse?
But
that
yet,
people
good
who fought
men
against the country are more deserving of a statue than a man who was elected by the people in this country. I think the people by this country should. I think Marion Barry is a better representation, frankly.
A crackhead. At least
like I said, I look at drug abuse as a sickness, brother. I look at drug abuse as a sickness.
Those men who were fighting back then, but drug abuse is not a sickness.
You said drug user, not drug seller,
listen,
not drug dealer.
At least the Confederate men were decent men. A crackhead is not a decent man. So you don't have any problem with taking down the statues and the monuments and replacing them with a crackhead.
No, I think all monuments. I think all monuments.
He said no. I'm here.
Do you not think that black people played a significant role?
Dude, woman bought you 5 coffees. What would you say to a married
neck? If you were not a beta male, you wouldn't be a leftist.
Yeah, because a sign of being secure in your masculinity.
No, you're beta.
And say, oh, I'm not a beta male. I'm not a beta male. You're a beta male.
Beta.
You're ridiculous, Jesse.
Beta. What's terrible about you?
I'm a coward. I'm a liar. I'm a cheat. And basically lazy.
Oh, maybe because you're black. You just described a black person. No, a feminine man is a weak man because he's a woman. He's a beta.
No, he's not, Jesse.
Yeah, he's a beta.
No, he's not.
He is a beta.
I can't believe I'm being bullied right now on live on the air.
Disagreeing and complaining about the Jews.
I had a lot of.
Are they white supremacists?
No.
I'm sorry?
That was a mixed answer. I grew up with a lot of Jewish folk. I complain about them from.
You're in denial, bro. You're not an honest man.
I am an honest. You're not.
Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
Yeah, work real hard.
No, they don't. That's not true.
They do landscape.
That's not true. They don't work very hard. That's a lie too.
That's a lie.
No, that's not a lie.
That is a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
This is another one of my sound bites.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
And you said you
that's a lie.
Came right from here.
No, that's a lie.
I tell you what, that you are
saying
in my
lie.
You are saying in my face. You coon. You nothing but a coon.
You call me
Uncle Tom. That's all you are.
You a beta male.
Well, they want to take. They want to take this.
Thanks for joining. That was a fun little stream. A lot went down. We talked about a lot of stuff, the shootings and all that kind of stuff that happened. And our hearts go out to the families, and hopefully the people that are in critical condition will be better. Hopefully they survive, man. And but it's just a sad day across the globe. The Muslims are doing too much, and we're calling it out. And you know, it's still not enough. We got to figure something out, guys. But we got to stop letting the people that are the common denominator. We got to stop letting them in. If they're coming, if certain people from certain countries are doing certain things, we got to figure that out. We're not idiots. This is 2025. We got numbers, you know? So we got to do something about it. Anyway, guys, we'll be back on tomorrow. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for being part of the show. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow.